Trump made America like much, much worse. We were already on a pretty bad track, mostly because of the old trickle-down economics, and then giving corporations personhood, the stripping of workers' rights, the deunification, that basically union busting. There's a ton of things, but Donald Trump is making it much, much, much worse right now. In fact, if you were wondering where the Kid Mero went, he used to have a show. Was it on Showtime? I forget. Great little podcast before the bro culture, the alpha male mind pills. That's another reason why I like the Kid Mero and Jesus. They never tried to sell alpha male pills like Joe Rogan, you know. Not everything's a grift. But the Kid Mero is back, and he's doing something for More Perfect Union. As you can see, beef prices up 12%, coffee up 20%. Look at this. Groceries nationwide up 32%. It's insane. Absolutely bananas. And while MAGA assumes the position and pretends like, no, everything's okay. I know things are up 32% and 12% and 20% and crackers are up 40%, but they just assume the position. And what I realized is we gotta stop taking input from morons, you know? No more. Sometimes when you're a parent, you have to give a kid medicine or take the kid to the doctor against their best wishes. You know, they wish you wouldn't. They wish they didn't have to take the medicine. They wish, you know. And sometimes, as a parent, you got to do things that your kids aren't going to like because you know it's good for them. And this is how we now have to look at America. Because while MAGA sits here like this, bent over, taking it from MAGA, Don, and Epstein, and Ghislaine, and Elon, an illegal immigrant, by the way. While they sit here and take it like this, the rest of us are asking for decency. Healthcare, where we don't have to go into debt. Higher education, where we don't have to go into debt. Buying a home. Taxing billionaires into extinction so they can just be 999 millionaires. I think they'll be okay. Most of us are getting by without 999 million. Somehow they're like super offended if you suggest that. But somehow these dudes who wrote poems to pervs, maybe it's a new charity, who take this position, still squawking out here. You know, still squawking, talking about everything's fine. Look at this. In 2025, Donald's received $3 billion, mostly from crypto. $940 million law firms, $400 million plane from Qatar. And then he gave Qatar part of an Air Force base on American soil. Was that an American first? First president to take a plane and give an Air Force base? Maybe that's what they meant by America first. First time we're gonna be bribed a plane. The president's gonna take a plane bribe and give away an Air Force base. 36 million CBS, 25 million Meta, 24 million YouTube, 60 million ABC, 10 million X. Now 230 million from the DOJ. This is corruption, bribery, out in the open, trying to be normalized. So you just think, oh, yeah. That's why we elected a president, so he could take a ton of money from private companies. What's up, CJ? Good to see you. Welcome to the hellscape. But if listen, I hate Twitter. It's such a bad virtual area. But I do love More Perfect Union, and it was good to see the Kid Mero. And he was out talking to people that voted for Trump, and what do you know? Things keep getting worse. Things keep getting worse. Didn't matter. Trump is a liar, and he's in the Epstein files. And they don't care. They'll say whatever. Just like, did you see he pardoned the billionaire crypto mogul? Changpeng Zhao or whatever. Did you see this? Hold on. Where is it? Here we go. He pardoned a crypto oligarch worth 80 billion. CZ Zhao is the founder of Binance. He served 4 months in prison after failing to stop criminals from using his platform to move money tied to... He allowed criminals to use his platform, okay? And you sit there and assume the position for Donald. And no more. No more. We the people got to say we're taxing billionaires, we're raising the minimum wage, we're getting money out of politics, we're undoing Citizens United. We just need to do this. Like I was saying, parents sometimes need to just tell your kids, you know what, this is the best for you. I know you don't want to take this medicine, but it's going to be better. And they're doing all the fear mongering with Zoran Mandami. And they're saying, oh, socialism. Meanwhile, more people are living in RVs. The homeowner price has, or age of buying your first home is raised significantly. Meanwhile, all the fear tactics that they're trying to scare you with are happening in real time. So what we need to do is just implement these policies. We need to push this through. If the billionaires want to leave, because we're going to tax them at 100% over 999 million, let them leave. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Have fun in China, Russia, or wherever you're going to go. Okay? You go to your own dictatorship, but we got to get them out. These people, man, this is what you look like, dude that I just muted for a day. This is what you do, okay? You are just bending over for Donald Trump and the Republicans and all these people that are like, hey, man, you can't have health care. 65,000 plus Americans already die every year because of lack of health care. And you're like, well, it's not me. Well, that's the worst fucking take you could ever have. You should care, because if it ever does come to touch your life, you would really be mad that we live in a country like America where we have the cures, we have the access, and it's just denied because they weren't rich enough. King Mike, again, looking like this right now, man. Looking like this. This is the position you assume for the guy who wears makeup. Don't forget. What do you think? Maybe it's Maybelline? What Donald Trump powders his face with? You think maybe it's Maybelline? Huh? There's got to be something like that. You get like this for a man who wears makeup, and then you think you're tough. Get out of here. Get out of here. See, these people are so stupid. So stupid. They say, oh, just go to work. Bro, there are people working 3-4 jobs and can't buy a home, can't afford groceries. And you sit here like this, pretending like everything's okay. I live in Oklahoma. They don't teach me. We're the stupidest country and we're the stupidest state in the country. Everything's okay. You fucking moron. Get out of here. Meanwhile, groceries keep going up, keep going up. And when we had a black woman talking about, oh, we should do price controls, no more price gouging, don't let the corporations run everything, you were like, a woman in charge? Never. Because you're a fragile little peanut who worships a dude who writes Peter Pan poems, man. So we just need to implement this stuff. There will be the bots, there will be the bootlickers, and who gives a fuck, you know? They're getting their way right now, and what's happening? They're even getting a taste of their own medicine. So I say we just do this stuff. We implement it. We tax the wealthy. We raise the minimum wage. We ensure people can get a good education and a higher education without going into these loan shark debts. We stop letting these wealthy, really the worst of the worst people. The worst of the worst people. You don't believe me? I want to play the audio of this video for you. Shows an ICE agent confronting someone filming a vehicle, and you know what they say? Let's play it for you. This is your dude, your law and order dude. Your law and order dude. He don't care about law or order. If he did, he wouldn't be a felon.
You may have seen this video recently on social media. It shows an ICE agent confronting someone filming a vehicle and saying,
you can record all you want.
So he said, you can record all you want. We change the plates out every day. If you missed the audio, because, again, these pussies are wearing masks.
Well, I have a big problem with that. You see, swapping out Illinois license plates on Illinois registered vehicles is illegal. And as Secretary of State, I have zero tolerance for this type of illegal activity. We are investigating these allegations as we speak, and I'm asking for your help. Today, we're announcing a special plate watch hotline for people to report this type of illegal activity. You can call 312-814-1730 or email platewatch@ilsos.gov. Flipping license plates or altering them in any way to avoid detection is strictly prohibited in Illinois. Penalties include fines and potential jail time. Our office also has the authority to suspend or revoke the vehicle's license plates. And no one, including a federal agent, is above the law. So if you see this occurring anywhere, call or email our hotline so that we can keep our communities safe.
Interesting. Now, I know you MAGAs like to chirp about law and order, but you hear that dude, right? You can't be flipping out plates. You can't say, oh, you're going to fill my plate, I'll just throw a new one and keep a bunch in the trunk. Does that sound like legal, law-abiding behavior? Does it? But you don't care, because as long as the Supreme Court's allowing them to do it to brown people and racially profiling, then of course, all you idiots are gonna just chirp about, well, they should have came here. They shut the fuck up. Just shut up. Why do you think they act like this? Because they know what they're doing illegal? Why do you think they hide their face? Not only because they're cowards, you can't spell cowardice without ice, but because they know. They follow orders of a fascist dictator who does not care about laws. And I say we should take a little bit of a page out of his playbook, but we use it for the people. He's doing it to assert his supreme authority over people. He abides by no American laws. He listens to no judges, and instead, he's just trying to do it to, again, remember, enrich himself. Donald Trump making this much money since taking the White House, okay? Billions, enriching him off a public service. He's supposed to be a public servant. So I say, we take this country back from these rich, corporate, nepo baby, entitled, fragile ego, little man babies, and we implement it for good. We tax billionaires at 100%. They're gonna have to live their life with $999 million. By the way, if you saw my post, I posted this on my YouTube community. Oh, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. Yo, these people are so fucking stupid. I'm just tired of these stupid. They're idiots. But again, remember what Donald Trump said. You can't expect these people to be smart or critically think or, anything. Because Donald Trump even said it.
Smart people don't like me.
He said, smart people don't like me. Who does that leave? Stupid people. And they love him. They absolutely love him. They were like, please, sir, release the files. We want to get the Clintons. And then he was like, guys, I'm all over the files. I got the FBI trying to black out my name right now. And they were like, well, sir, it looks like there are no files. They all, hold on, I'll show you the position they take. This is the position. When you hear them chirping in the comments, just know they're typing like this. You can't see it, but their little phone, their little keyboards in their hands right there. And they're saying, we're just waiting for you, Donnie. We're just waiting for you. Maybe it's Maybelline. Touch up that rouge makeup and come come find me. But if you want to understand, I posted this earlier and I said tax billionaires into extinction. And YouTube immediately removed it and said it was violence or shock, I forget. And I appealed it and I got it back up. But just so you know what they want the algorithm to show you and not show you. And if you haven't seen, Amazon is aiming to replace 600,000 jobs with robots. Which I say, okay, let's implement universal basic income, universal health care. Let's make sure everybody can just live and let the robots do the work. Who cares? But that's not Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos only laughs like this when he sees other people suffering, I would assume. Jeff Bezos worth $240 billion. Again, if he can't be taxed at 100% after $1 billion, maybe he's living outside of his means. sailed on his $500 million yacht to a $55 million wedding in Venice, where he rented the entire city to give his wife a $5 million ring, spends $12 million on union busting so he can replace workers with robots. His tax rate, 1.1%. I know you don't pay that. I know you don't pay 1.1%. So while he's polluting our roads, creating more potholes, have 4 vans driving through the same neighborhood to do their overnight delivery, whatever, absolutely smogging up, not making noise pollution any better, not helping the streets, not helping our services, not helping workers, not paying them one job where they can work a normal 40-hour week and buy a home and go on vacation, but instead they have to not take breaks and pee in bottles. You support this fucking dude. That's why I say tax billionaires out of existence. And YouTube, if you wonder how the AI, what would you call it? The AI censorship is doing? Well, as soon as I posted this, they took it down. I appealed it. It's back up in my post. But it's really incredible. I want you to think about that. You know, you say tax billionaires, so they're not billionaires anymore. They just have to be 999 millionaires. And they're like, take that down. Why don't you show him some Ben Shapiro, you know, his hypotheticals. It's funny, the guy who says facts don't care about your feelings, every argument he makes, he goes, let's say, and then does an imaginary, a made-up feelings montage of something that might help his theory. Come here, mama, come here. But if you wanted to know how the AI is going, well, it's making sure your algorithm doesn't see stuff like this. And it's also mistaking bags of Doritos for weapons. Link down below. AI surveillance is not good, and the billionaires who are known to cut corners to make more profit are the ones implementing it. But there's more important stories, like Dropkick Murphys. If you don't know Ken Casey, he's the lead singer of the Dropkick Murphys. You might have heard their song Shipping Up to Boston. It's funny because I see people saying, you know, Ken and Dropkick should stay out of politics. And I go, you fucking moron. You understand they have World War II anti-fascist songs and union songs, and they're hailing workers. They have a collaboration with an old Woody Guthrie recording. So this is it's just like Rage Against the Machine. These bands were formed as working class, power to the people, political avenues. Come here, mama. Come here. But I love that he's calling out Donald Trump, and more than that, he's supporting Bad Bunny. Okay, we're gonna get out of here. Okay, why don't you go? Go have fun. Go have fun. Go have fun. And come here, you. Come here, you. But in the day and age where, like, you know, it's good to see Ken do this, because in a day and age where the Foo Fighters and Dave Grohl, who claims he was punk, he sat behind Kurt Cobain while he played the drums. Well, Dave Grohl says, you know, I don't care your politics. Everybody buys tickets. Who's saying, just buy tickets to my show. We all sing together. Like, some of those people want to, you know, restrict women's bodies, which, if you know anything about Kurt Cobain, he wasn't for that. So it's good to see Ken Casey calling out or urging other punk artists to join in the cause, the fight against fascism, which is what we're seeing here in America. And I linked this article down below so you can read about it, you know, their songs. They just released a new album, one dedicated to Trump, that Nepo baby. But he's saying, on behalf of punk rock, on behalf of America as a whole, you know, the punk should be anti-fascism, anti-government abuses for working class Americans. Death monkeys, solidarity. No left, no right, it's billionaire. Yeah, left, right, those birds are the same wing. And these people are skating by, paying nothing in taxes. Less, I don't care what the number is, they pay less of a percentage than hard-working Americans. And they purchase our politicians. They're not responsible with their money. They have too much of it. They purchase to manipulate algorithms, like you see with Twitter. They donate gold. This is like, it's like medieval days where they're like, here, my lord, here's a gold token of our appreciation. And then, you know, they're exempt from tariffs. It's, oh my God, these fucking Go to Joe Rogan's channel. Go to Polio Rogan's channel. Get out of here. Everything that MAGA complained about before the election, high prices, you know, the corporate elites, the Illuminati, Epstein files, it didn't disappear because you elected Pedo Pan. It just didn't, okay? In fact, he's made everything worse. That's why you see him taking these corrupt bribes. That's why we found out about his poetry to Pedo Pan. That's why you're still standing like this, because you just like his racism, his sexism, his bigotry. This is how we see you when you type, okay? We see you, the phone's right in here. See your arm holding the phone, you're typing like this while you're sitting there waiting for Elon and Jeff Bezos and Tim Apple. Remember he called him Tim Apple? I just can't respect people that can't respect themselves. You know, that's really hard for me. Why? Because Donald Trump said smart people don't like me.
Smart people don't like me.
So he called you stupid to your face, and you still get in this position for him? My Christ, man. Resonance Kinetics, what's up? Hey, what's up? Leave her alone. Leave her alone. You don't. That's a guy posing as an Amy. It's so funny. They have all these trolls accounts. You guys don't drink liberal tears, but we do drink fascist tears. You guys got like this and you get all butthurt. Remember when we said Charlie Kirk is a racist and fuck him? And you guys got so upset that you were like, we should charge these people. You guys are the most sensitive, entitled little bitch-ass brats ever. So I don't want to hear it. You don't drink nothing. And that's the funniest part. You're like, oh, I drink liberal tears. We should be drinking billionaires' tears because they don't get to be billionaires anymore. They have to be 999 millionaires. You still think this is about owning your neighbor. You're anti-American. You understand that? And your trolls accounts where you pose as black people, pose as women, pose as whatever it is. Fuck, man, it's sad. It's sad. You have all these accounts you can log into so you could be like, oh, we drink her tears. So, like, really, you drink other Americans' tears while fucking the president asks you to bend over like this and take it up because he's doing nothing for prices? Really? That's your concern? Prices are up 32% and you're like, oh, I drink my neighbor's tears. Do you hear yourself? I know you think it's like a tough guy mentality, but it is the weakest ass shit. Now, you want to get out? Come on. All right, then you go out too. Come on, Mama. Come here. My cats hate fascists. They hate fascists. Isn't that right? You hate fascists. Bunch of simps. Your grandfather should spank you if he's still alive. Oh my God. Sephro, I'm going to address you. When you say Dems go straight to personal insults, you understand you elected Donald Trump, okay? I want you to understand this. You elected this dude who based his whole political career on personal insults. So you need to understand the hypocrisy and almost the irony of your statement. I'm not a Democrat. That's the funniest part about your statement. I'm one of the far leftists who said billionaires should not exist in America. We should tax them once they hit 999 million. But it shows how stupid you are that you think anyone that's not wearing a red hat, Democrat, liberal, you moron. You voted for a dude who based his whole career on coming up with personal insult nicknames for people. Sleepy something, creepy something. I call him Pedo Pan. You know why? Because he's all over the Epstein files. He's all over them, folks. If he wasn't, he'd just release the Epstein files. That's what innocent people do. They go, I got nothing to hide. Go ahead. But remember like 10 years ago, he said, oh, I'm being audited. I'll release my taxes. So done. That was 10 years ago. He just wanted everyone to forget. Just like he said, I don't doodle. And then everybody posted all the doodles he's done. He lies to you consistently. And he also based his whole career on personal insults to people. That was it. That was his whole thing. He had concepts of a plan, and when we found those out, his concepts were to kick people off Medicaid, kick hardworking Americans, retirees, disabled kids, kick those people off their healthcare plans. So he has never, in fact, come with a plan of anything. His tariffs weren't even a plan. His tariffs were just what number? And he didn't even understand the fucking numbers. I mean, someone printed out a billboard. You literally are the epitome of why he said this.
Smart people don't like me.
Smart people don't like Donald Trump. You are a moron. And I can't believe you can type in this position. It's pretty funny. Can't believe you can type in this position. MAGA, just know when you say, MAGA, we understand that you're saying, I support Jeffrey Epstein's best friend. That's all you're telling us. You support Peter Pan, the creeps, the weirdos. You support high prices. You support bribery in the White House. You support, him taking bribes from foreign countries. Normally, people with that color skin, you'd be so upset over, but because Donald Trump said it's okay, you're like, we'll let this one slide. It's sad and pathetic. So I think we just need to stop listening to these idiots. Stop even giving them a space. They come with no new ideas. They say nothing good. They just have hatred, racism, misogyny, and spew anything. They can be bought and sold at no cost. You know what I mean? Like, look at this. He has bought and sold America how many different times? All for his own wealth. That's it. He's just buying and selling anything. He pay people to go to Mar-a-Lago to interact with him. He can be bought so easily because when you have no character, when you have no morals, you have nowhere to stand. You just stand wherever the higher bidder goes. And for those who believe in Jesus, you should understand something about character and morals, or maybe you're not reading the right book. Yes, most politicians, once we legalized Citizens United, and they could just take infinite money, just like, Donald Trump took 200 million or more from Elon Musk. So what I'm saying is we need to reject this collectively. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. This is a fucking place where we reject that. We don't normalize it. We don't say, oh, this is just normal. Yeah, $400 million plane that the president gets to personally use, that we have to spend millions of our taxpayer money to debug it and make sure there aren't recording devices on it. Oh, yeah. No. It's totally, we don't normalize this. We say, these people are being criminal, and we hold them to account. Tribunals, if we have to. We did it once on this planet, we'll do it again. These people are so stupid, so stupid. God didn't choose Trump. I want to address that. If you really think God chose Trump, why did he make Jesus born in a manger and die on a cross? I want you to think about that. Because I hear people say, oh, he chose Trump, he saved Trump. This is the devil's realm, if you believe in that stuff. The devil controls earth. Jesus, who is sent by God, the living God man himself, who could walk on water and heal the sick and never charge the copay and despise the capitalist, making his father's house into a den of thieves. God doesn't anoint people in gold palaces, you fool. Have you not read the Bible? Do you know nothing about the story of Christ? He didn't carry cash on him. He didn't take bribes to fucking heal people. He scolded the Pharisees. He scolded the fucking Romans. And he forgave the people next to him on the cross, the criminals. You think God, who sent Jesus to be born in a manger, picked Trump? If anything, my friend, the devil has picked him. And it shows how stupid you are. This is the devil's realm, friends. And you should read what Jesus and God have to say about things that can be eaten by moths, that will turn to dust and ash, and how much value you should put on them. I know a lot of you do, like this man right here, like this man. So stop trying to fucking pretend like the dude who never carried cash, didn't own his own home, traveled the world like a bearded hippie freak, healed people and loved people and said, continue on, man, don't sin no more, and saved people and hung out with the tax collectors and the people despised and the marginalized and the parable of the Good Samaritan and all these things that he tried to teach you. Stop thinking that a guy who says this about disabled people, you want to talk about personal insults.
Now the poor guy, you got to see this guy. Oh, I don't know what I said. I don't remember.
Yes, I remember Jesus saying, make fun of disabled reporters every chance you get. You guys are morons. And I won't stop calling you out because people need to hear this because you got Slow Rogan, old polio Rogan, Ben Shapiro, Tim Pool, who are focused on the culture war, which you don't even understand. Because if you did, you'd see that's just a distraction. No sports, no bathroom is going to make your life better. But Tim Pool, again, wasn't he paid by David Gregorian, a fake person who has funneled money from Russia because his comments just happen to align so much with Russia's? You worship false idols. A literal golden calf. A literal golden calf. You sit like this and type at me saying God chose the golden man who wears makeup and does gender affirming makeup. He's literally a golden fucking calf. Literally. The dude paints himself with, maybe it's Maybelline makeup. I don't know. Maybe he's got his own brand. Anybody knows that Rihanna's makeup? Maybe it's Rihanna's brand. These people. See the new 20? I said we make that the new 20. This is what we're gonna do. And we're not taking MAGA into account. Sorry. You've let us here following a golden calf, a golden cow. We're gonna overturn Citizen United. We're gonna give, in the land of the free, the women have the right to choose. Term limits, rid of electoral college, gerrymandering. That's fucking legalized vote stealing. Return fairness doctrine. Universal health care for all. Ban stock trading. No Congress should be in the public service while they're managing industries that they can bet on. Cap congressional salary. Tax billionaires out of existence. Tax unrealized gains. Tax mega churches. And raise the federal minimum wage to $66 an hour. That's what it should be right now. How much inflation has taken over. Everybody goes, oh yeah, the price of things just rise over time. That's inflation. But the price of our labor has not risen. It hasn't kept pace, and the federal minimum wage since 2009 had stayed at $7.25. My neighbors up in New Hampshire, they still get paid $7.25, and that is unacceptable. While Congress is not only illegally, this should be illegal, trading stocks, but they're also raising their own rates, their own wages, and they're making six figures. If you can't see that this is a class war, then get the fuck out of the way. Go in the corner and wait to be obedient for your golden calf, because that's all you've done. I don't hear no new thoughts from any. That's why Donald Trump said stupid people like me. He said smart people don't like me.
Smart people don't like me.
Stupid people like him because they don't have new ideas. They don't challenge him. They don't question him. Not even constructive criticism. Nothing. He's got a bunch of yes men. So, so stop assuming the position. Stop assuming the position. All right, guys. I'm really sick, so today's gonna be brief. Hit subscribe. I go live every weekday. I'll be live again tomorrow night. Hopefully I'm feeling a little better. But much love, CJ. Resonance, I seen you. I appreciate you, Resonance. Yeah. I want to address that. Joseph, you sound like a very angry dude. Joseph, if you saw what was happening with political police kidnapping people on the streets, I would hope that you would be angry that they're kidnapping kids off the streets. If you're not angry, get the fuck out of here. Don't be a friend of mine, okay? Because when they're kidnapping children, ICE is doing that. When people are dying and we have health care available, they're just not rich enough, you should be angry. When you see that the average home buyer age has skyrocketed when they're trying to make people work longer. And meanwhile, Jeff Bezos is renting Venice and sailing on $1 million yacht, and he's paying a 1.1% tax. I mean, yes, you should be angry. And like Rage Against the Machine taught me, anger is a gift. But we're not going to be content. I'm not going to take this position. So Joseph, while you type like this from this position, I will fight for you to have guaranteed sick leave, guaranteed paid fucking vacation, guaranteed paternal leave, Guaranteed universal health care, guaranteed UBI, guaranteed never have to call an Uber instead of an ambulance. That is such an American thing. Go look at GoFundMe and what the biggest fundraisers are. It's for fucking healthcare. While the rich people laugh all the way to the bank. While they steal it and deny it from you and use robots and AI to deny your healthcare, people in America, 65,000 plus, are dying every year. And we have the cures. We have the hospitals. And Donald Trump said, oh, I got concepts of a plan. And that concept was to kick the most vulnerable people off. Get out of here. Don't act like, oh, you should be happy about this. I understand you in this position. You're just a happy little boy. You say, yes, sir, may I have another? I'll just be quiet and obedient. We know you love Donald Epstein's best friend. We know it. We know it. You know that that's what you love. You don't want to admit it, but you love it. That's why you take the position. The cowards are the obedient. Remember that. You guys are cowards. You don't stand for your neighbors. You don't fight for nothing. You just wait and take orders from Donald Trump. And I'm sick of you. I'm absolutely disgusted that you will let America go down. When Donald Trump declared that Antifa, anti-fascists, were the enemy of him, you understand what he made? He made every World War II vet an enemy. Every fucking person that served in our socialist military. Think about that. And you just morons keep confidently fucking chirping like anything good has happened this year. Give me a break. So, for the rest of you, hit subscribe. We're pushing for a better tomorrow. And don't pay attention to these people typing like this. Don't pay attention to them. Peace.